Abhay Charanari Vinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki all glories to Samula devotees, all glories to Samula devotees, all glories to Samula devotees, all glories, Shri Shri Guru Gauranga. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayat Nashta Prayesha Badeshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhakti Bhavati Naistiki Krishna Swadamo Bhagate Dharma Jnana Divisaha Kolonashtadisham Yesha Parano Gondanodita Rantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai. This morning we're very fortunate to be reading. Is someone going to translate? Do we need translation? I think might be a good idea. Everyone speaks English. Every devotee speaks English. Pardon? What person is saying he wants to translate? No problem. Yeah, American English is not easy to understand. You're used to very proper British English. And American English is very lazy. British English could not, would not, should not. American English shouldn't, couldn't, wouldn't. But I'll try to speak slowly and enunciate every syllable. So we're very fortunate this morning to be reading Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 20, Chapter 5, Chapter 20, Text 29. Is on the board? Tasyaiva me nuraktasya prashittasya hatainasa pradadhanasya balasya dantasya nucharasya cha tasyaiva me nuraktasya prashittasya hatainasa Pradadanasya balasya nantasya nucharasya cha. Please chant. Saiva me nuraktasya Antasyanu Charasya Saiva me nuraktasya Vaishnavis. That's you, Vaishnavis. Tasya, his, evam, thus, me, mine, anuraktasya, attached to them, varshatasya, obediently, hata, freed from, inasa, sins, shudadhanasya, of the faithful, balasya, of the boy, dantasya, subjugated, anucharasya, strictly following the instructions, cha, and. Translation: I was very much attached to those sages. I was gentle in behavior, and all my sins were eradicated in their service. In my heart, I had a strong faith in them. I am subjugated to senses, and I was strictly following them with body and mind. I was very much attached to those sages. I was gentle in behavior, and all my sins were eradicated in their service. In my heart, I had strong faith in them. In them. I am subjugated to senses, and I was strictly following them with body and mind. Report by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. These are the necessary qualifications of a prospective candidate who can expect to be elevated to the position of a pure, unalloyed, unadulterated devotee. Such a candidate must always seek the association of pure devotees. One should not be misled by a pseudo-devotee. He himself must be plain and gentle to receive the instructions of such a pure devotee. A pure devotee is a completely surrendered soul unto the personality of Godhead. He knows the personality of Godhead as the supreme proprietor and all others as his servitors. And by the association of pure devotees only, one can get rid of all sins accumulated by mundane association. A neophyte devotee must faithfully serve the pure devotee, and he should be very much obedient and strictly follow the instructions. These are the signs of a devotee who is determined to achieve success, even in the existing duration of life. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalake Chakshurun Militan Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave He Guru Jnanada Dina Bandho Swanantadata Kuruneka Sindho Vrindavana Sina Hitavatara Prasida Radha Panaya Prachara Nama Shishtam Anumati Sachikutra Matra Sarupam Rupam Tasya Gujamurapuri Matarim Vishtavati Radha Kundam Girivaram Maho Radhika Madhavasam Prapto Yasya Pratita Kripaya Shri Gurum Tam Natosi Bande Nanta Adbhuteshwayam Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhum Nichopi Yat Prasadat Sadbhakti Shastra Pavartakam Nityananda Maham Naumi Sarvananda Karam Param Harinama Kadam Devam Avaduta Shiromani Nilachala Nivasaya Nityaya Paramatmane Balabhadra Subhadrabhyam Jagannataya Te Namaha Taptakanshana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishavanu Sute Devi Pranamani Yakshya Panchakopaturkicha Kripa Sindhuve Vacha Patikaram Pavlido Vaishnavonam. So if we are at all interested to go back to Godhead, there is a process. And that process is being described here. Narada Muni is describing how he became self-realized. What did he do to become self-realized? How did he get the mercy of the sages? As remember, he was the son of a maidservant. not a very exalted position in life and society. But still, he was able to become Narada Muni by the mercy of the sages. He served them. He took their remnants. He heard from them. And this is the process of self-realization. No one can approach God directly. This is an illusion. People think they can, but they cannot. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, Krishna se tomar, Krishna dite par, tomara shakatiyache. Amito kanga, Krishna Krishna bole, dai tava pache pache. He said, Krishna is yours. Krishna is the property of the pure devotee. And because he's yours, you have the power to give him to me. What am I doing? I'm simply running after you, chanting Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. We chant Krishna, 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 following in Sampradaya. Sampradaya vihinasya mantraste nishpalamata. If one takes mantra outside of Sampradaya nishpalamata, there is no fruit. Because holy name of Krishna is Krishna. Nama Chintamani Krishna's Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha Purna Shuddho Nitya Mukto Binatam Nama Namino. Name and named are exactly the same. If we want to have a relationship with Krishna, the person Krishna, if we want to bear the fruit of chanting Krishna's name, we have to have relationship with Krishna's devotee. Otherwise, we can't approach Krishna directly. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur said something very wonderful. He said, at the end of my life, the holy name of Krishna will take me by the hand and lead me back to the kingdom of God, Goloka Vrindavan. So what does that mean? Think deeply. What does it mean? That the holy name has hands. The holy name has reddish lotus feet. The holy name wears pitambara dhoti, wears beautiful Vajayanti garland, has beautiful red sash around his waist, has beautiful kundala earrings, like shark-shaped earrings. The holy name plays a flute. The holy name has beautiful reddish lotus eyes, and his beautiful lotus face is encircled by locks of curling hair, and the holy name wears a peacock feather. This is the holy name. This is our conception of the holy name, and this is our meditation when we chant the holy name. How does that mentality come? How does that feeling for the holy name come? By sampradaya. Evam parampara praptam evam rajarsha yogidu sakalini amahad yoga nashta parantapa. Yoga nashta. The nature of this world is that everything deteriorates. Even big concrete buildings, they fall apart. Steel rusts. And the conception of parampara is lost in due course of time. So how is it reestablished? From one person to another. By mercy of Krishna, who sends his devotee to this world to reestablish the principles of religion. So what does it mean to be religious in Kali Yuga? What does it mean to be religious in Kali Yuga? That you go to church, go to masjid, to synagogue, gurudwara, and you pray to God for something? Give me something? Is that a blessing? To get something from God? Everyone has, the so-called religious people have a big list. I want a home, I want a wife, a husband, a baby, money, position, prestige, health, wealth, and pratishta. This is a blessing, we can say, tangential blessing. It is a blessing in a way. But the greatest blessing is to get Krishna. And he is only available to his pure devotee. Krishna said, Tomar, Krishna is yours. Many examples of this. Krishna is controlled by his pure devotee. Arjuna, most famous example. He is known as Parthasarathi. He's a devotee of Arjuna. He's a servant of his devotee. Krishna becomes servant. He subjugates himself to his devotee. Mother Yashoda, Nanda Maharaj says to Mother Yashoda, what can your Krishna do? This little boy, what can he do? So she says to Krishna, Krishna, go get your father's shoes. So Krishna very obediently takes his father's shoes on his head And he's walking, yes, Father, take your shoes. He's carrying the shoes of his devotee on his head. And when Arjuna wants the chariot to go left, he touches Krishna's body with his foot on the left side. And he wants to go right, he touches Krishna's body on the right side. He's directing Krishna with his feet, and Krishna is holding the chariot, his devotee's shoes on his head. The Gopals in Vrindavan, when they sit and take prasadam with Krishna, Krishna is surrounded by thousands of Gopals, Gwalbals. And everyone is seeing Krishna face to face. If we sit in a circle, someone's seeing my back, someone's seeing my front. But in Vrindavan, Goloka, everyone's seeing Krishna face to face. And Krishna is eating off his devotee's plate. We say, this is juta. Krishna is eating off his devotee's plate. And he's ready to take laddu, and devotee may snatch that laddu and put it in his own mouth. Krishna is eating off his devotee's plate, devotees are eating off Krishna's plate. Can we do that with Lord Nrsingadev? Okay, ding, 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 one for you, ding, 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 one for me. Is it possible? This is a different mood. This is a mood of Goloka Vrindavan. And this is the mood that Parampara has brought to each and every one of us. God is not our order supplier. Don't approach God for something, for your material desires. He knows what you need. He'll give you whatever you need. He's very merciful. He's very kind. He'll give you what you don't need, more than you need. Don't ask anything from Krishna. This is pure devotion. One of the aspects of pure devotional service. What do we want from Krishna? We want Krishna. And how do you get Krishna? From pure devotee. So who is pure devotee? I'm still trying to recover from having associated with this nonsense Gayatri Parivar group, having to eat their food, listen to their nonsense philosophy. A very organized group. We can learn many things from them, actually. But not Siddhanta, because they're not pure devotees. Because they think, I am Krishna. You're what? You're God? Really? Oh, Bhagavan, so glad to meet you. One time I was speaking in a Hindu temple in Charlotte, North Carolina. The head priest there is very, very favorable to us because his grandfather was the pujari who installed our Radha Madan Mohan deities in Hyderabad. There's pictures. They worshipped Prabhupada. They were so affectionate and respectful to Srila Prabhupada. So his grandson also, he introduced himself. I'm the son of some Bhattacharya. Sampad Bhattacharya, I think. So we'd go every month. We do Gita Satsang. We read one chapter, Bhagavad Gita. And we discuss one verse, ask for questions. So one man raises his hand, he stands up and says, actually, I am Bhagavan. I'm also Bhagavan. So I said, oh, Bhagavan, so glad to meet you. I said, sir, the Bhagavan I know is maintaining the universe. Jupiter, Saturn, Pluto, Uranus, Sun, Moon, Mars, Venus, Jupiter, Mercury, all hanging in the air, moving under the power of God. The Bhagavan I know is immensely powerful. So I took one flower petal from the floor and said, this is one flower petal. Not very big, not very heavy at all. I'm going to drop it. You please make it float. Because after all, you're Bhagavan and you're maintaining this huge planet, Jupiter, Saturn. It's nothing for you to make a flower petal float. Are you ready? Are you ready? Okay, 1, 2, 3. Oh, Bhagavan. You want to try that again? Okay, are you ready? Said, you're a cheater. I'm sorry, sir, but you're a cheater. You're confused. Vedaham samatitani vartamanani charjana bhavishyami bhutani mamta vedana kastana. Krishna says, I know everything. Bhagavan, what's my mother's maiden name? Silence. The Bhagavan I know knows everything. He's maintaining the universe. And you're just, what did they say in Hindi? Bakwas. Just big talk, empty talk, stupid talk. I am Bhagawan. I am God. We got a tour. They gave us a tour, and they have one room with 5 mantras. I don't remember them all. Mantras. There's a mantra over a mirror. One mantra says Tat Tamasi, that you are, and you stand in front of the mirror. Here I am, the Supreme Lord. What's wrong with you? What's stupid people? This nonsense philosophy has invaded your beautiful country and is perverting your beautiful country. This Mayavad philosophy. Srila Prabhupada said one time, oh, I am God, you are God, we are all God. I am the kicking God, and I'm going to kick your face with steel boot. This is pure devotee, servant of God. So we're very fortunate to be connected with this pure devotee. Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Paribrajaka Ashtotara Satashishiman Abhay Charana Ravinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Because the world has not seen a devotee like Srila Prabhupada. Even objectively speaking, there has not been anyone that has done as much for Vaishnavism as Srila Prabhupada in the history of mankind. Someone may say, oh, you're a disciple, this is your personal feeling, your personal subjective feeling. No. Ramanujacharya never left India. Madhvacharya never left India. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur never left India. Srila Prabhupada made the whole world Krishna conscious. On every continent of the world, people are chanting Hare Krishna. Think about it. We should be very internally absorbed, reflect on our good fortune. Somewhere, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, someone somewhere on the planet is chanting Hare Krishna. Am I right? We're having Bhagavatam class. Somewhere they're doing Shayan Arati, and they're singing in front of Radha Madhav. Somewhere they're doing Tulsi Puja. Somewhere they're doing Raj Bhoga. Somewhere they're chanting Japa. 365 days a year, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Somewhere someone is chanting the holy name. Srila Prabhupada took the holy name and wove a beautiful mala and garlanded the whole mala, the whole world, the planet, with this holy name of Krishna. In the same way, someone somewhere, 365 days a year, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, somewhere, someone, somewhere is getting prasadam from the hand of an ISKCON devotee. Am I right? Is it not amazing? The contribution Prabhupada made for the benefit of human society? Inconceivable. And we have a relationship with this person? How fortunate we are. Extremely fortunate. And we are all disciples of Srila Prabhupada. All of you. I was in a gathering in Mayapur. So I asked everyone, who's a disciple of His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj? A bunch of devotees, friends again. Who is a disciple of His Holiness Jaipataka Maharaj? Some more devotees raised their hand. And Indradumna Maharaj, 1 or 2. Said, who's a disciple of A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada? Nobody raised their hand. Said, hello? You're not a disciple of A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila? Yes, you are. How is that? We should understand this carefully, not by sentiment, but by Shastra. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Leela, first chapter, Guru Tattva, everything begins, our understanding of God begins, first chapter, Guru Tattva. So in the first chapter, verse 40, in the purport to verse 34, Srila Prabhupada writes that Siksha and Diksha Guru, I'm quoting, quote unquote, Siksha and Diksha Guru are equal and identical manifestations of Krishna. But their dealings are different. Equal and identical. Every ISKCON devotee is taking Prabhupada's Siksha. We're living the life he asks us to live. Our sadhana, our whole life is molded around the instructions given to us by Srila Prabhupada. We're taking his Siksha. He is the preeminent Siksha Guru of every ISKCON devotee. So we should understand, if someone asks you, who's your Guru? My Guru is His Holiness Radhanath Swami and A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. We should feel in this way. My Guru is His Holiness Jayapataka Maharaj and Srila Prabhupada. He is our Guru by Siksha, equal and identical. And this section goes on to describe if someone discriminates between them, he makes an offense in the process of devotional service. So we should understand this very carefully. And Srila Prabhupada is the Siksha Guru. For as long as there's an ISKCON, Srila Prabhupada is the Siksha Guru of ISKCON, the founder Acharya. Not just the founder. Okay, he founded an institution, and then different devotees come and they mold according to their perception, and everything changes. If that happens, there's no more ISKCON. Just like in carpentry. If I want to make 20 tables exactly like this, okay? I take wood and I cut pieces. If I take the first piece to measure the second piece and cut the second piece, measured by the first piece, and measure the third piece with the second piece, the fourth piece with the fifth, if I measure in this way, the 20th piece is not the same size as the first piece, because I didn't measure it with the first piece. You measure each, you take the first piece, measure the second, first piece, the second, third, fourth, fifth, then they're all exactly the same. This is the principle of Guru Parampara. Then we have a standard, we have an Acharya, he's the founder. He founded ISKCON with extreme hardship, extreme difficulty. ISKCON did not come easily to Srila Prabhupada. Some envious people said, oh, ISKCON was just like an elephant, and Bhaktivedanta Swami got on the elephant and rode. Our response, why was it him and not you? Why was it him that spread Krishna consciousness all over the world, practically speaking, single-handedly, and not you? Because he's the deputed agent of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, predicted in Shastra to spread the holy name to every corner of the village, in every town and village of the planet. This is the mission of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We say, Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Jaina Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadam Ahyam Dadati Swapadantika. What is the Manobishtam of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? To sit in Braj, to sit in Mayapur during lack of Nam? Is this why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came? To sit and do a lack of Nam and ignore the suffering humanity? Is this Mahaprabhu's mission? His Manobishtam? What is his Manobishtam? Pritivite Jatanagaradi Gram Sarvatra Prachar Hoibe Bornam. To spread the chanting. And who did that more than any other person in history? A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Prabhupada. And we say Prabhupada, not Swami Maharaj. Some religious organizations, Gaudiya organizations, they call our Srila Prabhupada. So you can't call him Prabhupada. Why not? We say Srila Jiva Goswami Prabhupada, Srila Rupa Goswami Prabhupada, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur Prabhupada. It is a title, an honorific given to a person who's done extraordinary service for the institution of Gaudiya Vaishnavism. And who has done more? Srila Prabhupada, by the blessing of Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, exceeded the contribution of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. So shall we not call him Prabhupada? Shall we refer to him with the naked name? The same name that you give a sannyas that took sannyas yesterday? There's many Swami Maharajas. So shall we call A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada? Or shall we honor him with the proper honorific, Srila Prabhupada, Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada? If someone speaks like this, we should object. Not Swami Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada. This is his proper title. So this is the meaning of Acharya. someone who takes the message, who promotes the message of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who understands the Manobishtam of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who represented Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who spread the mission of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu all over the world. And what is that mission? Chanting Hare Krishna. Chanting Hare Krishna. Because this is what we do. There's a nice story. Srila Prabhupada was in Geneva, Switzerland. And the temple president, my godbrother Guru Gauranga Prabhu, very brilliant devotee, speaks 6 languages. I speak 1. Speaks 6 languages. He invited the mayor of Geneva to come meet our Guru Maharaj. So the man came. They escorted him in. They seated him, gave him a garland, welcomed him. And Srila Prabhupada asked the man, "Do you have any question?" The man said, "No." So Srila Prabhupada took out harmonium and began playing Hare Krishna Mahamantra, singing. For 20 minutes he sang Hare Krishna Mahamantra. After 20 minutes, he folded up the harmonium, put it away, and said to the man, "This is what we do." Because this is what we do. We're the Hare Krishnas. Jagya Sankirtana Prayarya Jantihi Sumedasa. Someone who has decent brain, whose brain isn't full of cow dung, understands that the Yuga Dharma is to chant the holy name and promote the holy name. Jagya Sankirtana Prayarya. This is Jagya, not Swaha, Swaha, Swaha. We do that. This is Gopal Bhatta and his instructions. Dasavidya Sanskar. You move into a new house, you do Swaha, Swaha. You do Chudakarana, you do Swaha, Swaha. You get married, you do Swaha, Swaha. But with holy name. With holy name. Mantratas tantratas chiddam deshakalartad vastuta. Sarvam kuroti nischidam mano sankirtanam tava. Who can do proper yajna in this age? It's not the yajna for this age. This is yajna for Treta Yuga. The yajna for this Krateya Dayatu Vishnum Tretayam Yajakomakai Dwapare Paricharyayam Kalodad Harikirtanat. Harikirtan is a yajna for this age. Not Swaha Swaha. Take note. So in Mayapur, they're teaching how to do yajna. Okay, that's good. This is part of our outreach to our communities to offer that service. But because why? Paisa sab kuch hai. They want money. I'll do yajna. Now you pay me. I did yajna. Our yajna is Harinam Sankirtan, where people participate in the yajna, not sitting around watching priests. Om Swastino Govinda, Swastino Chutananda, Swastino Vasudeva Vishnu Dadatu, Swastino Narayano Narovai. Everybody's watching. Now everyone chants Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. This is the yajna for this age, Hare Kirtan. So this movement of spreading Krishna consciousness was founded by Srila Prabhupada. He's the founder and he's the Acharya. What does Acharya mean? Acharya means the person we follow, our example of spiritual life. Whose example we emulate. So Prabhupada brought the holy name all over the world. Every town, and not every town, there's lots, there's more than 8 billion people on the planet. And lots of them have never heard Hare Krishna. Not everywhere, everyone in India has heard Hare. That is your good fortune. And Bhagavatam speaks of that. 5th canto Bhagavatam, 19th chapter. Many pages glorifying birth in this country because the whole country is pervaded by the holy name. See, Gopinath Aluminum Works, Ram used cars, Lakshmi Narayan Tailors. Lord's name, many of you grew up having Lord's name. Sita's name, Ram's name, Lakshmi's name, Vishnu's name. The holy name pervades the entire country. It's a blessed place. The soil of this country is blessed by the lotus feet of the Lord, who came to this place, not to Paris, to New York, to Adelaide. He came to this country, blessed country. But the other outside of India, they're all foolish people, dogs and hogs. Sorry to be blunt, this is the mood of my Guru Maharaj. They live like dogs and hogs. They work like a donkey and enjoy like a hog. And this is life in the West, outside of Bharat. So who attempted to change that? Who brought light? We say, Om Jnana Timarandhasya Jnananjana Shalaka. Who opened the eyes of an ignorant society, world society? We have no conception of the elementary principles of spiritual life. I'm not my body. How many times we've heard this? But this elementary principle of spiritual life is unknown all over the world. What a new bhakta learns in the first few months of his training is enough to change the face of the planet. Ishavasyamidam sarvam chakkincha jagatam jagatena chantena gunjita magridaha kastasvidyanam. If the world understood this principle, war stops tomorrow. What are they fighting over? They're fighting over stolen land. It's not yours. It was there before you were born. It will be there after you die. Why are you fighting? The whole world is on the precipice, on the doorstep of war, World War III. For what? Stolen bread, stolen property. It is my country. How did it become yours? How did America become the property of the British and the French and the English? They stole it from the Red Indians. They murdered them. They enslaved the black Africans. It's such a black history. And this is the greatest country in the world. Such a black history. They stole it all, enslaved them. They give blankets to the Adivasi people that were infected with smallpox, because they knew these people had no immunity to smallpox. So they'd give infect, and the whole tribes become infected with smallpox and they die. This is the black history of the world. Ignorant history of the world. So who brought light to the world? Srila Prabhupada. This is what it means to be an acharya. Not to be self-interested. Real self-interest means to help someone else become Krishna conscious. Not that you just take that initiative for your own personal benefit. The best way to be benefited, to attract the attention of the Lord. Krishna says in Gita, Anya Priyataro Bhuvi. Who is most dear to me? Who is favored by me? Who is the recipient of my mercy? Someone who takes the trouble to teach Krishna consciousness. And this is Srila Prabhupada. Do this meditation when you're thinking of Prabhupada, as we should be. Of him getting off Jaladut. He said, when I got off the Jaladut, I didn't know whether to turn right or turn left. He had 40 rupees in his pocket. You can't spend rupees in America in the 60s. Nobody wants rupees in America. And the rupee is so powerful. At that time, 5 rupees to the dollar. What happened? Now 85 rupees to the dollar. Prabhupada got off the boat. He said, I didn't know whether to turn left or right. And when he tried to establish himself, where did he have to go? Butler, Pennsylvania, unknown place. Unknown place, small town, with the Agrawals, Sally and Gopal Agrawal, who are eating non-veg and feeding non-veg to their cat. Americans are in love with their cats and dogs. Even in America, they have dog psychiatrists. If your dog's having a bad day, you take him to the psychiatrist. They have dog dentists, dog has a little cavity, they take him to the dentist. They take the dog to shampoo and style its hair, dye its hair, give him a nice hairdo. They're servant of DOG, not servant of GOD. So Prabhupada was staying at this place. He had to put his vegetables in the refrigerator next to the cat food, the hamburger, the ground up pieces of a slaughtered cow. But what did he say? Don't mind, don't mind. So accommodating, so full of love. Then he stayed in YMCA. YMCA means Young Men's Christian Organization, Association. It's like an American hostel of sorts. He stayed there. He finally got his own room. He had a manuscript, Gita manuscript, 1,000-page Gita manuscript that he'd labored on for years, stolen. Typewriter that he's using to type out his Bhaktivedanta purports, stolen. He stayed with a young hippie guy, drug addict, went mad, pushed Prabhupada down the stairs, physically attacked him. To go to that place, he'd have to step over the unconscious, intoxicated alcoholics. On the Lower East Side of New York City is not a nice place. Prostitutes, drug addicts, thieves, alcoholics. Prabhupada went there to the lowest class of people to give the highest understanding, irreducible understanding of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Radha Krishna. How is it? Miracle, absolute miracle. There's a beautiful story. The Pujari at Shantipur is the place where the Panchatattva would gather to chalk out their plan for spreading Krishna consciousness. They would all gather there, Panchatattva. And Srila Prabhupada would go there as a grihasta, and he would sit in the back chanting intensely Hare Krishna Mahamantra and weeping, begging for the mercy of Panchatattva to be able to be empowered to give this highest understanding of God to the lowest class of people. So the Pujari befriended Srila Prabhupada because he would come there frequently. Then he didn't see him for some time, many years. And several years later, he saw one sannyasi sitting there. He didn't recognize his friend, Abai. But then he introduced him. When he heard Prabhupada's, "Oh, it's my old friend. You've taken sannyas." Said, "Yes, I've taken sannyas from Om Vishnupad Paramahansa, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. And he has given me an impossible task to introduce the chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra and the worship of Radha Krishna to the lowest class of people. Impossible task. And I've come here to beg mercy from Panchatattva to be empowered to do that." And then he didn't see his friend for many years. But something very curious happened. Some white Western devotees were coming, dressed in dhoti and sari, wearing tilak, kantimala. And what is this? Who are these people? He didn't put two and two together. Like, who are these people? Very strange, very ill-mannered also. Devotees are not very well mannered, not very well trained in the beginning of our society. One day they gave the man, the Pujari, a Bhakti Guided Bhagavad Darshan. He opened it up, and there's Prabhupada's picture. He did it. He established Krishna consciousness. Impossible task, he was successful. So meditate in this way on Srila Prabhupada. Standing in the snow in New York City, it gets minus 20 degrees. And Prabhupada standing there in his sannyas dhoti, little wool chadar Prabhupada had, white rubber slippers, wondering, why have you Why have you brought me to this place? Why have you brought me to this place? Where people are overcome by the modes of passion and ignorance. Please make my words powerful. Please make my words full of Shakti, that they can be changed, that they can come to Krishna. Understand the miracle that Prabhupada did. And you are all the result of that miracle. You're all the fruit of Srila Prabhupada's preaching mission. Then ask yourself, would you be sitting here in satsang, hearing Bhagavatam class, if Srila Prabhupada had not gotten Anjaladut? Would you be wearing tilak, kanti mala, chanting holy name? Would you even be vegetarian? Of course, in Uttarakhand, many people are vegetarian, this pious place. Understand the power of Srila Prabhupada's presentation of Krishna consciousness, because he sacrificed. And this is what it means to be Acharya. He's not just the founder of ISKCON, he's the Acharya of ISKCON. And if we want Krishna, we have to get Krishna from someone who has Krishna. Who is that person who has Krishna? The perfect disciple. Guru means that person who's perfect disciple. Not self-made. Many bogus, self-made, disgusting persons claiming to be Guru. And some unfortunate people go follow him. Not to mention any names, Premananda, Vishwananda, rascal gurus, cheaters. A devotee should have the determination that I do not need the blessing of any other person that is coming outside of this parampara coming from Srila Prabhupada. From Srila Prabhupada's representatives and from Srila Prabhupada. No other blessing is required for perfection in the spiritual life. To become Krishna conscious. Because Prabhus, Matajis, you are the future of ISKCON. You're the teachers, the leaders, the mothers of pure devotees. Every pure devotee has a mother. We all have mothers. What kind of benediction, what kind of blessing did Prabhupada's mother get? What kind of blessing did Dhruva Maharaj's mothers get? Why did she go back to God? Because Dhruva went back to Godhead. If your children become pure devotees, you go back to Godhead. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is sending amazing children to our society. So you are the future in this way as parents, you're the future as teachers, because the essential principle of Guru is that you're a teacher. People say, I'll give your blessing. Please bless. There's a nice story. Prabhupada was traveling on the railway, and a life member was very highly placed in the Indian railway system, and he arranged very special bogie. So Srila Prabhupada was traveling in this bogie with 3-4 Western sannyasis. So word got out on the train that A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada is on the train. So all these Marwari businessmen came. Oh, Swami Maharaj, give your blessing, give your Ashirvad. Ashirvad, please give your Ashirvad. Prabhupada looked at them very sternly, pointed to his Western disciples, sannyasis, and said, this is my blessing. Are you willing to take it? Oh, no, Swamiji, Swamiji. And they all turned around and left. Because this is the blessing of Acharya. Vairagya Vidya Nija Bhakti Yoga Sikshartameka Purusha Purana Shri Krishna Chaitanya Sharira Dhari Kripam Buddhir Yastamaham Prabhade. What is the blessing of our Sampradaya? Vairagya and Vidya. But not in that order. We get Vidya first, we get knowledge, Jnana, Vijnana. And from the Jnana and Vijnana is the birthplace of Vairagya. To become detached from this material world and know there's no other blessing to be had from our Guru Parampara than to go back to Godhead. You're all ready to go? You want to go back to Godhead? Be enthusiastic. All right, thank you. Right now, you ready to go? You ready to leave your bank balance? Your wife, your children? Everything? Everything? You sure? Wait a minute, I have to check my email, then I'll go. This is a blessing. Every other religious organization, they want something from God. What do we want? We want to serve. We want to go and be eternal servitor of the Lord. Eternally. Yamuna Tirtha Vanachari. To wander on the beautiful banks of Jamuna, in the forests growing on the banks of Jamuna. Wander, playing, dancing, eating, singing, play. Eternally. That's what's being offered by our acharyas. Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapno. Anarpita Chirim Chirat Karunaya Batirna Kalo Samarpaitum Unato Jalarasam Sabhakti Shriyam Hari Purada Sundara Duti Kadamba Sandipita Sada Pradya Kandare Spirituha Sachinandana. What is being offered to us? What did Rupa Goswami describe? Is being offered to us by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Top most intimate relationship with God. Dance with him, embrace him, play with him, nurture him, feed him. Like our pujaris. Prabhupada said, Pujari is the most fortunate person. He's liberated soul. He's waking Krishna up. He's putting Krishna to rest. He's dressing Krishna. He's bathing Krishna. He's feeding Krishna. He's liberated soul. He's going back to Godhead. And we all get that opportunity according to your particular relationship with Krishna. You want to feed Krishna? Enter into the entourage of Mother Yashoda and bathe Krishna and feed him and wake him up and put him to rest. Arrange his toys, arrange his room, clean his room. That's available. You want to dance with Krishna? Prabhupada said the purpose of the ISKCON society is to enter into the dancing party of Radha Krishna. That's what we have to look forward to. You want to play with Krishna? Subal is wrestling Krishna to the ground, pinning him to the ground, defeating Krishna, and Krishna is in ecstasy. I have been defeated by my devotee. And they're teasing Krishna. You go out and say, Krishna, because everyone knows Krishna loves sweet. Say, Krishna, open your mouth and close your eyes, and we'll give you delicious ekdam swadish mitai. Open your mouth, close your eyes. So Krishna. And what did they do? They put flour in Krishna's mouth. And everyone laughs at Krishna's expense. And he's loving this relationship. Don't prematurely try to be intimate with Krishna. This is the purpose of sadhana. Sadhana is required. But this is what's waiting for us. This is our prayojana. We should meditate on this prayojana. Pujala Ragapada Gaurava Bhange, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said. Pujala Ragapata Gaurava Bhange. Take this idea or this principle, this prayojana of intimate relationship with Krishna. Can we keep it high over our head? Don't prematurely jump there. Otherwise you become sahaja and you'll go to hell. And what is the antidote for this? Follow the example and precept of Srila Prabhupada. Do what he did. We can imagine Prabhupada's eternal relationship with Krishna. How intimate associate he must be of Chaitanya, eternal associate, Nitya Parikar of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur is Nayanamani Manjari. Nayanamani Manjari. Eternally associated with Srimati Radharani and Lalita Devi. Well, how did he present himself? As a Rasika Acharya, speaking high top. My Yuteshwari, Gopi Baba, Manjari Baba, Radhe Radhe. How did he present himself? Like a lion, Mayavadis were afraid to even see his face. Rupanuga Virodhapa Siddhanta Dvantaharane, he couldn't tolerate the slightest deviation from the principles taught by Srila Rupa Goswami. Mayavadis had seen him coming, they moved to the other side of the street. But what is his rasa? The eternal servitor of Srimati Radharani. So the same R. Srila Prabhupada, kick on your face with steel boot. Now, oh yes, you're very nice, peace, love, dove, we respect you, you respect us, everything's okay, I'm okay, you're okay. No! What is your philosophy? Srila Prabhupada, of course you made a, no, anyone know the Beatles? Yeah, the most famous rock and roll group on the planet. Now, 2 of them are dead, gone to hell. Not George Harrison. George Harrison was very beloved servitor of Srila Prabhupada. He had his attachments. Certainly, he had died of lung cancer because he couldn't stop smoking cigarettes. But they asked George Harrison, said, George, when will you get initiated? You're so dear to Prabhupada. When will you get initiated? He said, I am initiated and I have a spiritual name. George, Hari's son. So the Beatles, I forgot what I was saying about Beatles. Anyway, so many things to say about Prabhupada. What is our class schedule? It's already overtime. Anyone has any comment or question? I want to stick to your schedule also. Prabhu.
How can I know that I am taking trouble for spreading Krishna consciousness, not for my own recognition? Because the desire of getting recognition comes when our attempt becomes successful.
Okay, recognition will follow you. Why did they put me on this big seat? I don't need to sit in a big seat. If you preach Krishna consciousness, you cannot avoid recognition. If you become good devotee, recognition will come. But if you make it your objective, you'll go to hell. Srila Sanatana Goswami, in the end of Hari Bhakti Vilas, says that this pratishta is the root cause of all anarthas. Why do devotees fight? How come you're giving the class? I should give the class. I should leave the kirtan. I should give the I, me, mine. Pratishta. Srila Bhakti Sanatana said, Pratishta is sukarara vishta. It is the stool of a hog. His disciples were very, like, it's such a disgusting word you used. Stool of a hog? Couldn't you use some other word that's not so disgusting? Saraswati Thakur said, if I could think of a word more disgusting, I would use that to describe what is pratishta. Sanatana Goswami said, don't touch this pratishta because it's a root cause of all anarthas. So don't serve with that mentality. If you want pratishta, you cannot avoid it. It is the nature of this material world. Because who are the most exalted persons in the world? Devotees. Manushyanam sahasreshu kaschan yatati saddhaye yatanam abhisaddhanam kaschan mam veti tattvataha. Devotees are rare people. And we preach Krishna consciousness, pratishta will follow you. But don't be touched by it. Because you'll never get Krishna. Krishna is a doer. He says, I'm the ability in man. Prakrite kriyamanani gunai karmani ahankara vimudatma kartaham iti mande. Oh, I led such a beautiful kirtan. I gave such a wonderful class. You'll go to hell. And the day will come when Krishna will take everything from you. We're servants of Guru, foot servants of our Guru. Never leave your Guru. Never leave attachment and faith in your Guru. If you lose Guru Nishta, you lose everything. You lose everything. So we're simply servants. We do the service we're asked to do. This is why there's a managerial arrangement in every ISKCON temple. There's a temple president, there's a head pujari, there's a head cook, there's authorities. We're not anarchists. We're like communists, it's all socialism, we're all equal. We're all equal in the eyes of Krishna, but there's managerial structure. So do what you're asked to do, happily. In Chaupati temple, His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj has all, and he himself, imagine this, cleans the toilets. Periodically have the duty. They all share the dirty jobs to not become intoxicated by pratishtha. Because everyone is intoxicated by pratishtha. If we say, Prabhu, you're most intelligent. You're such a great soul, a pious soul, so intelligent, so devoted. Oh, tell me more, tell me more. But I say, you rascal, you have the brain God gave a goose. What's wrong with you? What kind of devotee you think you, huh? Are you criticizing me? How dare you? Don't you know? Jitatmana pushantasya paramatma samahita sitoshna sukutukeshu tata mana pamaneyo. Conquer your mind, because these things live in the mind. One who conquers his mind, heat and cold, honor and dishonor, happiness and distress, same. You chastise me, you praise me, same. If you jitatmana, conquer your mind. This is a big obstacle in the life of every devotee. Conquer your mind. And you'll be happy. Prashantasya. You're a rascal. Prashantasya. You're a great devotee. Prashantasya. ठीक है? Yes, Prabhuji?
Thank you so much for very wonderful class.
Oh, yes, it was very.
I have heard and read many of Prabhupada disciples that they were ready to give their life to Prabhupada, and you also shared once in example that you were ready to die if Prabhupada said next week to jump from a building, you were ready to die. So, like, what was the factor that made you so surrendered to Prabhupada, and like, how can I get that tinge of surrender?
That's a very good, everyone heard the question? Okay, it's a very good question. Because Prabhupada saved us. So you're born in this country. You know, from the time you can crawl, the time you learn to walk, your mother's going, okay, do Jai Jai. And they make you do obeisances, like take diya on your head, take arati on your head. You know to respect Bhagavad Gita. You know what is Ram, what is Krishna, they're God. We didn't know anything. Nothing. The first time I came to the temples, some friends took me. They said, let's go Hare Krishna temple. I said, what's that? I said, well, they're like yogis. I said, yogi shmogi, who cares? No, but they serve this very delicious, free vegetarian food. Okay, let's go. So we got there, and there are all these shoes in front of the door. So what is this? Some barefoot hippies? What are they doing? Barefoot hippies? What are they doing? I'm not going. It's too much. I'm not going inside. But I'm sitting in the car, getting bored. Okay, I'll go in. I open the door. First thing I see, Dinabandhu Prabhu. Everyone knows Dinabandhu Prabhu? I'm sitting here today by the mercy of Dinabandhu Prabhu. He's my Siksha Guru. He's my temple president. So, and here's beautiful, good-looking devotee, big white tilak, freshly shaven head. Whoa, what is this? And Gaurnitai is on the altar. All the devotees are offering obeisances to Gaurnitai. Okay, I can do that. So I offered obeisances to Gaurnitai. And my godbrother Kalakanta Prabhu was getting initiated. So they passed out Havan Samagri to everyone. Ghee, til, jo, put in my hand. I'm looking at it like, this is the feast? This is vegetarian food? I drove all the way across town for some seeds. I said, no, put in the fire, swaha, swaha. So I put in the fire, swaha, swaha. Then we did Tulsi Puja. Beautiful little Tulsi Maharani, little silver cup. Yani kani chapapani brahmahattadikani cha. So that night, I watered Tulsi. I took prasadam. I offered grains in the sacred fire, offered obeisances to Shri Shri Gauranitai. My life was never the same. I dropped out of college 2 weeks later and joined the temple. Best decision of my life to join ISKCON. Very best decision of my life to join ISKCON. So what did I know? The point is, what did I know? Nothing. We didn't know what is mantra, what is mandir, what is mudanga, what is maya, what is... We knew it was maya. We knew that for sure. But we didn't know anything. Prabhupada saved us. He picked us up out of the gutter and gave us everything. Jai Shri Shri Radha Banki Bihari. I want to say Ban Bihari. My god sister Yamuna Devi has a beautiful service for Ban Bihari. So in my brain, the wires are crossed. So I want to say Ban Bihari, but I know it's wrong. But oh yeah, Banki Bihari. Jai Radha Banki Bihari ki. So Prabhupada saved us. He picked us up. And this is a problem for many devotees. Well, I know this. We'd meet Indians sometimes. I know what is Krishna. Go. Tum jao. We know what is Krishna. Do you know? So because it's second nature for you, you may not have that same depth of gratitude. But you should. You should. Because there's a huge difference between a Krishna devotee and a pious Hindu. We respect everyone, especially this Bharatiya Sanskriti, Sanatan Dharma, that pervades in a perverted form, unfortunately, here in Bharat. We respect that a lot. We desire their cooperation. We should never insult them. We should be respectful. But there's a huge difference between a pious Hindu and a devotee. And there's even a greater gap between any American and a devotee. So really it comes down to 3 words. Count your blessings. Count your blessings. You've come to Krishna consciousness. You have 1 foot in Goloka, but 1 foot is still a material world. So be careful. Lift which foot you lift. Lift 1 foot and you're back in the material world. Lift the other foot, you're in Goloka. And the best way to get that mercy is to preach Krishna consciousness. Is to preach Krishna consciousness. To do what Prabhupada did. To do what Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur did. To do what Bhaktivinoda Thakur did. Did you know Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur had 500 Bhakti Vriksha groups under him? Very active. He'd sleep 2.5 hours, 3 hours maximum every day, and spend the balance of time. He'd work 6 hours, and the balance of time he'd spend writing and preaching. So is there any doubt what it means to be a follower in this Guru Parampara, what we should be doing? We should preach Krishna consciousness. But be a student before you want to be professor. Be a student. Study Prabhupada's books with the intention that the day will come. You should think, I have to sit in this seat. I have to give class. Many of you will have to initiate. You will also have to accept the principle of guru, to be a guru. And who else is going to do it? You devotees. Not the new people that come 20 years from now, but the people that have cultivated Krishna consciousness for 20, 30 years. It's your responsibility to act as guru. Are you ready? Oh. You ready to be worshipped as good as God? Everyone offering obeisances to you, bathing your feet. Shri Guru Charana. That will come to you. It must come to you. Who else will carry on the whole parampara? Think it over carefully. Understand how much responsibility is coming to you and how responsible and enthusiastic you have to be in Krishna consciousness. And if we think that, we don't become complacent, we don't become lazy in bhakti. Oh, same old Mangal Arati, same old Tulsi Puja, Bhagavatam class again. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram, Ram Ram, Krishna Ram, Ram Ram, Ram Krishna Ram, Ram. Be enthusiastic, because you have very, very important position in society. Society's deliverance, the upliftment of society is depending on your contribution. What you give to Krishna, what you give to your Guru, because people, they're depending on you in due course of time. Okay. Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari.
Like to thank Prabhuji for his very nectarian class. Great fortune to hear about Prabhupada from the disciple of Prabhupada. And we are very fortunate, Prabhuji, for this blessing that you came here and inspired all of us to connect with Srila Prabhupada.
I'm more fortunate to see all of you. I'm very encouraging to see your kirtan, your enthusiasm, to see the fruit of Srila Prabhupada's sacrifice. My obeisances to all of you at your lotus feet.
We will thank Prabhuji one mantra, Mahamantra, which is Mahamantra for Prabhuji, and thank him dearly for his contribution to our faith in Srila Prabhupada today.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.